Hey everybody, welcome back to Holt Growers. So this is our mud room and I'm using some drywall mud today. I've got a time-lapse video of the rest of these walls except for this one, and the main reason is because this corner I forgot to tape earlier in the week, so I need to tape it, let it dry before tackling this wall behind me. Technique I'm using is going to make the wall look like plaster when I'm done, rather than a super smooth, silky smooth drywall wall, mainly because I'm not very good at taping mud. And by doing it this way and using this technique to make it look like plaster, it covers up a lot of my mistakes and lack of skill. So it's definitely amateur hour. I am not a drywaller. Don't take anything in this video as professional advice or anything along those lines. I'm just working on my mudroom in my house for your entertainment, and hopefully you'll learn something too while also laughing at me. A couple of tools that I use is a nice 4-inch putty knife and a 10-inch putty knife. That's the only two tools that I use to make the wall get this technique and texture. And then it's mud. So, got our bucket of mud. I use the pre-mixed stuff mainly because it's so much easier. I do add 2 bottles of purified water to the mix, then mix it up before I apply it to the wall. Mix it completely. I've got a paddle mixer for my drill. Mix it up. It's a little bit more liquidy than, say, a milkshake, but looks and has the consistency of a milkshake, kind of a runny milkshake. So that allows it to be easily applied and smoothed out. The 10-inch is to get the basic smoothing of the wall, and the 4-inch is to apply it to the wall. So it's not very difficult. It's pretty simple. Bucket open. And make sure we get some good globs, and just apply it. Slap it up on there. Throw it up on. Be generous, be messy. Well, not really, because the more cleanup you have to do, well, the more cleanup you have to do. Also, the more mud you have to buy. So this bucket's almost empty from doing the rest of the room. The ceiling, I plan on doing a similar technique on the ceiling, depending on if my wife likes this look. If she does, then I'm going to do this on the ceiling. If she doesn't, then I'm going to do a swirl pattern, like what is in our living room. So the 4-inch is good for getting it out of the bucket and slapping it on the wall. Now, like I said, I add water to it. It's about 16 to 20 ounces of water to the entire bucket, just to give it a little bit easier spread consistency. And slap it on. Now, I've already done one coating of mud. Just going to smooth that out on the tape. There's already some coat on the tape, so that's good. And I've already inspected the tape to make sure there's no bubbling. By the way, if there's any bubbling on the tape, you want to address that before applying your top coat. Simply take a razor knife, cut out that section of tape, and apply more. So that's the end of the bucket. We'll grab our 10-inch, and I'm just going to show you this section without opening up the new bucket, because I haven't mixed a new bucket, and show you how I do this. So real quickly, relatively quickly and sloppily, we're going to get all of this over right here to this section. And then you can see the time lapse on where I do the rest of the walls. Because it is a little bit of a time consuming methodology. So slap it on. Again, we already have our first coat on the wall with our tape and our screw heads to cover that up. So get it spread out. And you're just putting a thin coat over the whole wall. So get your high spots out, go right over top of your tape with that thin coat, like so. Now, if you notice, I'm using my 10-inch as my scrape and my pallet, so I can just do that, okay? Then I don't have to have a bucket or a hopper or anything like that. Now, pick a spot to start and just scrape it out. Now, if you look at the 10-inch, you've got an angled side and a sharp side. I like to use the sharp side for when I'm smoothing it out. The angled side gets some defined lines in it, but if you use the sharp edge of your 10-inch line, those lines go away, and you get a lot smoother line. Okay. So just gently bring it off, and you're just skimming off the high spots when you're doing this. And the end result is going to look like plaster. If you've ever seen a plaster wall, you know it's not a baby smooth wall. There is minor imperfections here and there, and inconsistencies. So with that random inconsistent element to it, I'm going to come back with a sanding block and just do a light sand over the entire surface just to take out the high points and even out that randomness. Since this wall is still wet to my right, I'm not going all the way into that corner yet. I've already done a first coat on that. But I'm just showing you on the main part of this wall how to do this technique. It works very simple, very effective, and if you're not real good at making it a good, smooth, perfect wall, this is going to help cover up a lot of your imperfections. Okay. So but just keep smoothing out till you're satisfied, and once you're satisfied, leave it alone. And let it dry. We do have a fan blowing in here just to air circulate. And allow this to dry a little bit faster for us. You don't want to rush it. Make sure it's completely dry before you apply any more. Okay, once you're satisfied. And that's it. That's how I'm going to get a plaster look on my drywall walls. It should look consistent with the rest of this house. This house was originally built in 1888, which was definitely plaster and lath. So I like this look. My wife so far likes it. Hopefully when I'm done with the sanding process, you'll really like it. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you like about it. If you've ever done any other techniques with drywall, let me know that too. As always, I'm Timothy Holt. Get out, grow some today, and God bless you.